The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states that Congress shall make no law restricting free speech or the freedom of religion. This principle is now being threatened by attempts to impose the so-called Fairness Doctrine, which would mandate that the government monitor radio broadcasts and require equal time be given to all viewpoints. My opponent, Congressman Maurice Hinchey, has been the champion of legislation that would codify the Fairness Doctrine into federal law. Hinchey's legislation would restrict the free speech rights of conservative, liberal, and even independent-minded talk radio hosts by dictating what they could say and what opinions must be expressed. This legislation would also restrict the freedom of Christian radio broadcasters by regulating the content of their religious programming. Maurice Hinchey's website contains a special section devoted to his bill containing the Fairness Doctrine and states that he plans to reintroduce the bill soon. In the last election, we know that the mainstream media was incredibly biased. The nonpartisan Pew Research Center found that only 14% of the stories on John McCain were positive and nearly 60% were negative. In contrast, 36% of the stories on Barack Obama were positive, while only 29% were negative. Yet, the Fairness Doctrine would do nothing to regulate TV or print media, only radio. I may not agree with all or any of the views of a particular talk radio host, but in this free country, if they could gain an audience that will support their programming, it is their right to say what they want to say, and this right is protected by the United States Constitution. As an American history teacher, I know how incredibly important freedom of speech and freedom of religion have been in our nation's history, and I am not about to sit by idly and watch them be diminished. I've created a new website called Stop the Fairness Doctrine Now, designed to educate the public about this threat to liberty and rally support against it. I hope that you will join me in protecting the First Amendment, preserving free speech, and defending religious liberty. Please go to www.stopthefairnessdoctrinenow.com.